behind the Skagit Speedway pace truck. We're going green the next time by Abreu and McFadden in row 1, Day and Golobic in 2, Sweet and Marks in 3, Starks and Sanders in 4, Price and Peck in 5, Jacob Allen and Tanner Thorson in 6, Macedo and Courtney in 7, Eliason and Klatt in 8, Schlotfeldt, Solwold in 9, Hamilton and Price Miller in 10. Skagit Speedway, we got them racked. We got them stacked. Let's go racing off of turn number 4. We are green.
James McFadden going to lead the field into turn number 1. He'll go to the high side. Rico down to the bottom and Golobic through the middle. McFadden paces him into turn 3.
James McFadden off the top of the racetrack in turn number 4. He will lead lap 1, 39 to go. Golobic looking to the outside of Abreu for the second spot into turn number 1. Rico's got the spot for now around the inside of the racetrack. Brad Sweet makes his way by Corey Day. He's up to 4th.
Day goes back to the high side bottom. Very good. Here comes Corey Day back at Brent. Oh boy, they nearly come together and Day tags the wall, but he's good to go.
Corey Day bounces off the front stretch wall, almost gives up a spot to Trey Starks. Down the back straightaway, Corey Day right back to the whip in turns 3 and 4. Up on the top, picks up the front wheels off the ground, hits the wall again. Corey Day 2 laps in a row bouncing off the wall.
Off the pace. Corey Day off the pace into turn. Justin Sanders and Peck upside down. The red will fly. Tyler Courtney nowhere to go. And boy, does that sum up Tyler Courtney's week here at Skagit Speedway.
And Justin Peck stuck in a very precarious position there, upside down, not able to actually exit the vehicle there. But as you mentioned, Tyler Courtney has been in so many incidents this week, none of them his doing.
Man, I talked to him about that this afternoon at his merchandise trailer a little bit, and Skagit Speedway safety crew on the scene, along with the high limit safety crew and MedStar. Our safety crew chase here at Skagit, one of the best in the country. Very proud of them. They do training every couple weeks. MedStar was been out here a couple times to do training with them.
So working to get the 13 of Peck flipped back on all 4 wheels after an issue for Corey Day. He hit the wall on the second lap when he got together with, I believe it was Brad Sweet. The next time by, he hopped the cushion, got into the wall again in turn 4, and the car slowed in turn 1, and nobody else was really expecting him to be that slow.
And we see that quite often here at Skagit Speedway, especially the folks that are sitting down in Section F. They have a great view of it. Turn 4, the fence kind of comes in a little bit, or almost appears to. It really tightens up off the exit of turn number 4, and boy, you see a lot of people tag the fence there. And Levi Klatt.
Looks like maybe a flat right rear just from this angle, how the car was acting there.
Sitting there.
Yep.
Our push trucks are great here at Skagit.
They are. I've driven a couple of them.
A couple of the old Broncos.
So Levi Klatt going to make his way to the work area, and it does look like there is a flat right rear tire on the 77. He was running 20th at the time. Peck was running in the 11th spot. Tyler Courtney was in 17th, as they still are trying to get Peck's car back on all 4 wheels, as they got a tow truck hooked onto the bottom frame rail of the car, going to try and pull him back over. But Blake, you look back through the history of this event, 2023, 1 year ago, James McFadden, now the race did not pay $100,000 to win. $26,000 to win. McFadden was, in my opinion, was the class of the field all week long last year at Skagit and had nothing to show for it. He led 7 laps of the finale last year, only to get passed in the late stages, or I guess it would be the early stages, by Brad Sweet. He would go on to win that $26,000.
Corey Day was second, so the top 3 all full-timers with high limit, or Kubota high limit racing this year, the top 3 from a year ago. And the purse obviously up substantially to $102,626 to win, but start money also up from $1,000 to $2,500 to take the green tonight.
And Corey Day's got his helmet off. The helmet is off on the 14 for Corey Day. You can see some bumper damage there. The rear bumper is crushed in.
Wonder if that's maybe, I don't know.
Maybe a fuel leak,
when he bounced off the wall and got together with Brad a little bit, I don't know.
It's on the left side of the car, though, so that's a little...
Well, that'd be the
he probably got hit by, or he got hit by Peck.
Hit there, Yep. Good call.
Peck, they get his car back on all 4s. Tyler Courtney has entered the Rod and Supply work area along with Levi Klatt. They're going to have plenty of time to fix whatever the issue is on the NOS Energy Drink 7BC car. Waiting to see Justin Peck climb out of the Buick Motorsports 13 here momentarily, as Courtney is waving over crew chief Jake Argo to the car to have a couple words with him. Tony?
So, guys, the major issue there, I'm sure you could see it on Flo's monitors, was Tyler Courtney's car was stuck into the side of Justin Peck, Spook Motorsports number 13. Now, here's the good news. They've set Justin back down on all fours. He is inside the cockpit, moving around and talking to safety. They are doing their best right now to just find out, honestly, if he wants to get out of the car or not. They're trying to assess the damage, or at least Justin is, from inside the race car, but the car is back down on all fours. As you can see, Justin's moving around, he's talking, and they're trying to come up with a strategy of where this number 13 is going to end up.
And Tony, our safety crew, they've got a standard operating procedure that they go through here at Skagit Speedway to make sure everything is A-okay with the driver before they get released and good to go. So there's kind of a checklist of things they have to go through, TLP.
Absolutely, and they're working through that list right now. I just leaned down in front of the cockpit and gave Justin Peck a thumbs up or thumbs down. He gave me a big, energetic thumbs up back, meaning mostly I take that as he is okay. The number 13 rolls back down the hill, and it will very soon make its way to the rod end supply work area, but Justin is okay.
Yes, we can confirm that Justin Peck is okay behind the wheel of the 13, so they're going to take that car to the rod end supply work area to join Tyler Courtney and Levi Klatt. The 14 for Corey Day is actually being towed off the track right now, Blake. The front end in the air. So I'm just not really sure what could have. That's a really weird deal there. So we'll see if they try and get him fixed.
We'll see it taken to the attention of Noisy and gang. Shane Bowers, the crew chief on the 4C's Construction 14 car.
They bring the Book Motorsports 13 to a stop here. They're going to go to work on changing, obviously, first the top and the front wing. The crew chief is checking with Justin right now, making sure they can locate any frame damage or any suspension damage that Justin felt in that short trip back into the rod end supply work area. But they're going to work on the 13 now. I'm going to go down and try to find out what's going on with Corey Day.
Thank you, Tony. It looks like the repairs are almost completed for Tyler Courtney. I think it was just a nose wing swap there for that team. He will rejoin at the tail as they continue to work on Peck's car. Corey Day's car does arrive in that rod and supply work area via tow truck. He did have the helmet off, so wondering what it could be. I just got a text from series director Mike Hess. The driver of car number 14, Corey Day, says the steering box is out, but they are taking it to the work area to confirm that is the issue there on the 14.
Heartbreak for Corey Day, who absolutely came into this weekend as one of the favorites after taking more than 80,000 out of here during Dirt Cup week and dominating Dirt Cup.
Tony, what do you got down there?
The report from down here is the same that Mike has just sent to you guys. Jason Myers, car owner, confirmed steering box has gone bad on Corey Day's car. Corey is out of the race car and giving these guys the room because they're going to need to lean in through the driver's cockpit and then work from the outside, removing the hood. So this is an extensive repair. They're going to very much be up against the clock here.
Yeah, and Corey's not even in the car anymore, so it's going to be tough for them to get that even fixed up. Here's a replay. Corey hit the wall a ton. That was his third time hitting the wall there, Blake. I did not see that one. Okay.
There's where the damage came. Yep. Justin Sanders and Justin Peck nowhere to go. And here's Tyler Courtney just...
Oh, and then Levi Klatt hit the front bumper of Peck on his way by and blew that. Oh, here's a good angle. He hits it once, and then bang, hits it again right there.
Lucky he was able to get woed up enough, and he didn't smoke the wall himself. And Justin Schlotfeldt just tagged the 2X Justin Sanders there.
Sanders, I believe, yes, he is still rolling. So Justin Sanders is still rolling.
Heath Moyle there, from Brent Mark, Zach Middlebrooks from Rico Abreu Racing, and Sean Strasbaugh, the crew chief on the Book Motorsports 13, Tony.
I'm not sure where Nate is, guys, but if we can get a shot from the wireless camera here on Flow, they've got a whole second steering box assembly out ready to go for Corey. But again, he had to get out of the car because so much of that work is done right there, obviously in front of the driver. So he got out of the cockpit. They've been taking everything apart that connects to the drag link and are trying to get that steering box out from underneath the steering wheel and right in front of where Corey would be sitting. It's a very extensive job, and as you can hear, cars getting fired back to life now and lining up. It looks grim down here for the 14.
They're going to have to pray for a red flag when we go back to green, and man, it's been an interesting West Coast swing for Book Motorsports. They came to Tulare, Blake, with a brand new paint scheme. It was a white car, a white base with red accents. They flipped that car, I believe, at King's. And then they just flipped the backup wing, I guess, for the old car with the black base red accents. And now they have the Knoxville wing.
Now they're back to the Knoxville Pella Windows car. So Pella Windows, just down the road from Knoxville Raceway. They, I believe, purchased Avani Windows and Doors. So that's the connection there.
Looks like the repairs have been made to Levi Klatt as well. He is getting refired now and will rejoin the field in car number 77. So Klatt with a flat right rear. He's back on, and here's a look. I believe this is at the 14 for Corey Day. So they are working to get that steering box changed, and they're really just hoping for a red or a caution or anything right now to
buy more time.
Buy some more time. There's Corey right there standing outside the car, ready to hop back in if they can get it repaired in time.
Noisy, the one on the left there, just in front of the right rear.
And how about this, race fans? Justin Peck is going to make it back onto the racetrack in the 13 car, Tony.
That's great news for Justin after him spending so much time upside down, but still here in the Rod End Supply work area watching Corey Day and this number 14 Jason Myers crew go to work. Jim Shuttlesworth, the crew chief on Corey Eliason's number 8, Eric Pretzman, Brad Sweet's crew chief, and other members of race teams are standing down here watching this. I went up to Jim Shuttlesworth. I asked him, I said, how hard and how lengthy of a repair is this? He said, this is a pretty big job to get done in such a small amount of time.
Yeah, we're not expecting to see him make it back out for potentially the rest of the race, but definitely not for this restart. We just had the Frozen Farmer pick pint, and James McFadden chooses the outside for the upcoming double file restart. Abreu goes to the bottom, and Brad Sweet is on the bottom as well. Shane Golobic to the outside. Then you got Trey Starks and Brent Marks in row 3, Allen and Sanders, and then you got Cole Macedo and Tanner Thorson back there on the 5th row.
So in 3 laps, 37 to go, 3 in the books. Brad Sweet started 5th up to 3rd already as the Durst Dice Roll car.
And the Durst Dice Roll, if you look at the math, it hits every 5 races.
We're due. I remember you saying last week.
Last night was the 5th, it was the 40th race, so we're due. We are due for one. So let's see what happens here.
Zach going to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach going to be pumped as we come back to the green. James McFadden, a good jumping, better jump for Shane Golobic. Yes. He'll go from the outside of row 2, looking for 2nd over Rico Abreu.
Shane Golobic right there, challenging Rico. Rico hangs on to the 2nd spot, but what a start there for James McFadden as here comes Rico, a big run off the high side.
Jacob Allen now up into the 5th position. Jacob Allen getting by Brent Marks on the inside of the racetrack. So Jacob Allen's up into the top 5 now.
Boy, you know the bottom's there if the 1A is moving forward, and there's a very, very good bottom. And I tell you what, right now, there's nobody on the track running the bottom better than Jacob Allen. He is closing in on Brad Sweet off of turn 2.
Now McFadden switches the line, goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Abreu to the outside, side by side down the front straightaway, nearly for the race lead. Rico, they swap lines. He goes to the middle, tries to tag the bottom on the exit of turn number 2. Side by side for the race lead, the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals. And McFadden slams the door in his face in turn 3.
Wow, James McFadden with a big move to close the door. He'll lead another one. Rico comes charging back on the bottom, though. McFadden right around the rim. 7 in the books, 33 to go. James McFadden 2 car lengths ahead, but Rico goes back to the high side in 3 and 4, and he'll mount a charge back to the 83.
And I'll tell you who's on the move from 17th into the top 10. Jesse Schlotfeldt making some moves. Still side by side for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, McFadden to the bottom, Abreu to the top. They will switch those lines in 1 and 2. McFadden likes the top better. This time he goes to the bottom. Trying to play games with Rico Abreu right now, Blake.
Boy, that threw Rico off. I think he was setting up a big slide jump. Chase tapped you on the shoulder. I think it was coming last lap by. Lap traffic right for the leaders. Rico misses the high side in turn 3 and loses a little bit of ground, but lap traffic a half a straightaway ahead.
This is where it's going to get interesting. We saw this in the B main. They got the traffic, and the race for the lead was 3 cars deep. It's McFadden, Abreu, Golobic, Sweet, and then Allen. As they work down the front straight of McFadden, the first car he will encounter is Levi Klatt, then Tyler Courtney and Greg Hamilton.
That kind of favors Rico a little bit. He's been running the high side, the lap cars right on the bottom until you get to Tyler Courtney, a couple cars ahead of them. James McFadden staying steady about 3 car lengths ahead, though. Here comes Jacob Allen challenging for the 4th spot in turn number 2.
Jacob Allen so good on the inside of the racetrack. Not many guys can run the bottom better than the driver of Hanover, Pennsylvania. It looks like 3rd, 4th, and 5th are closing in on your top 2. Traffic for McFadden has to evacuate the bottom. Abreu goes down there. They're side by side down the back straight for the race lead. McFadden once again back to the inside in turns 3 and 4.
Here comes Brad Sweet challenging. He'll take the 3rd spot. Brad Sweet the 3rd. Rico goes to the high side. McFadden to the bottom. Side by side for the lead up for turn number 2 down the back stretch. Rico to the top spot by a nose into turn 3.
But now he's got to deal with lap traffic as Tyler Courtney's in his lane right up ahead of him. McFadden back to the inside, but Abreu is going to lead on lap number 15. Rico Abreu to the top spot, rolls the middle, gets by Levi Klatt. McFadden's got to make quick work of the 77 car. He'll work to the middle. Abreu trying to split between Klatt and Courtney. He will do so down the front straightaway.
Rico might have found something through the middle of the racetrack there, Chase Rodman, as Tyler Courtney stays on the high side. Rico got to try to thread the needle down the backstretch. He's got to lift, and McFadden closing back in. Rico's 3 wide with lap cars trying to dispose of Tyler Courtney and Greg Hamilton, and McFadden's closing back in.
Rico trying to slide in front of Sunshine. He's going to try and make the pass off of turn number 2, but cannot do it. Race for the 3rd spot down the back straightaway. Jacob Allen underneath the Brad Sweet. Sweet hangs onto the spot for now, but Jacob Allen is feeling really, really good right now in that number 1A car.
Jacob Allen working by Brad Sweet. Sweet goes back to the high side and takes it right back. Now Rico's got all sorts of breathing room. Chases. He's got a pair of lap cars nearly between himself. Oh, Rico nearly together with Greg Hamilton.
Wow, close call there for Rico. About ruined his race right there with the lap car, and that's going to allow McFadden, Sweet, and Allen to close in. They're still side by side for 3rd down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet moves the 49 car up to the outside of the racetrack. Jacob Allen across the line. He looks to have the 3rd spot, but no. Brad Sweet still has a close call in the turn 1 right there.
Wow. Trouble for Tanner Thorson in turn number 3. Thorson brings out the yellow, and halfway, Chase 20 down and 20 to go. And man, Tanner has been fast, just hasn't had much luck lately. Got upside down at Chico, running up front, challenging Brad Sweet, who's been up on the fence. Shane Golobic hanging in there, though. How about Justin Sanders in 6th, though? Narrowly avoiding disaster. That red flag, Tony Laporta.
Tanner Thorson has taken the gloves off, and it looks like the helmet is next. The number 88 is done.
Unfortunate there for Tanner. Was so fast last night, leading laps before getting into an incident with a slower car. And he will head back to Port Royal with a disappointing finish here tonight at the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals. We're halfway home in this main event. Rico's on the gas, trying to get away from McFadden. It does not work, though. McFadden got a great restart. As Rico goes low, McFadden hammers the high side in turn 2.
Rico misses the bottom in turn number 4 and costs him. Here's McFadden to the inside, but Rico leads the lap. Will a slider be coming? No. Rico goes down to the bottom. McFadden back on the fence over in 1 and 2.
Both these guys looking for that first $100,000 payday of their career. They are going to go tooth and nail for this thing for the final half of this race. Brad Sweet lurking in the 3rd spot. Golobic 4th. Allen 5th. Then it's Sanders, Mark, Schlotfeldt, and Starks.
You got to wonder if Rico goes back to the high side over in 1 and 2, running decent on the bottom, but looked very strong up on the high side of 1 and 2 earlier. But he's been going to the bottom over in 1 and 2. He'll do it again. Chase Rodman is 17 remain.
James McFadden running the cushion for all it's worth, but it does not appear to be the fast way around in turns 1 and 2. McFadden switches the lineup, goes to the inside. Abreu's been on the top the entire race. That time by a 12.7 for Abreu, a 12.8 for McFadden, and a 12.9 for Sweet. So Abreu, the fastest car inside the top 3.
Lap traffic still about a straightaway ahead as we come to 15 to go. Shane Golobic hanging on to the 4th spot. Jacob Allen trying to get around him for 4th. Allen hanging on to 5th, and Sanders in 6th with Brent Marks right there, nearly coming together.
And they almost got together entering the 1st corner there as Sanders got away with that one. Jesse Schlotfeldt still hammering the cushion behind those guys in 9th, and Brad Sweet is closing in on James McFadden. Brad Sweet, the fastest car inside the top 5 that time by, was 3/10 better than McFadden. Here comes lap traffic for Rico Abreu.
Rico flips to the high side in there. All right, I think he's going to have to go to the high side in 1 and 2. Chase Rodman, he's not really pulling away from James McFadden. They're both staying in striking distance. McFadden has his hands full with the Napa 49 of Brad Sweet.
McFadden was the fastest car in the top 3 that time as Abreu coming up on the back of Levi Klatt, Greg Hamilton, and Zeb Wise. This race far from over, 12 laps to go, and Rico's got to negotiate the traffic here.
Rico goes back to the middle. He's very fast there through lap traffic earlier. Oh, they're side by side for 2nd. Here comes Sweet. Brad Sweet into the 2nd spot. McFadden out the bottom, but Sweet has it at the start-finish line by a nose.
Brad Sweet had the 2nd spot, but McFadden takes it back away. We saw this last night. Sweet was so good right through the middle of the speedway. He's doing it again here tonight on the finale of the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals. Hammers the cushion off at turn number 4 to the outside of McFadden for 2nd.
Rico struggling with Greg Hamilton once again. Hamilton now able to slip behind Rico. Rico's got a pair of lap cars between himself and 2nd place running James McFadden with 9 laps to go. Rico 9 laps away from his first 6-figure payday.
Rico Abreu looking good with 2 cars between himself and the 2nd place machine of James McFadden. As I say that, McFadden gets by Klatt. Now 1 car between your top 2. Brad Sweet still right there with James McFadden. Tries to turn it down the hill off of turn number 4, but Klatt's in the way, and that's going to lose some ground for the 49 car, Brad Sweet.
McFadden fending off Brad Sweet. Sweet back down to the inside right there on the back bumper. Rico trying to put as many lap cars as he can between himself and Brad Sweet and James McFadden. 7 laps remaining for Rico Abreu.
7 to go as Abreu works that 24 car right through the middle of the racetrack, getting around the outside of Zeb Wise. Now he's got Landon Brooks and Tyler Courtney just up ahead of him. Works to the outside of the 45 car, puts yet another lap car between himself and McFadden.
Rico has kicked it into high gear. He can smell it. He can taste it with with 6 to go. He'll work past Tyler Courtney. He's got a flip line to the middle. Now he's got a handful of lap cars between himself and James McFadden, and half a straightaway with 5 to go for Rico Abreu.
Rico looking for the biggest win as far as the money goes in his career. Down the backstretch, got a couple of laps before he gets to the next car in front of him, which is Spencer Bayston. Brad Sweet gets held up by Greg Hamilton. Shane Golobic fourth. Jacob Allen runs in fifth. Then it's Sanders, Starks, Marks. Behind them, it looks like it's Solwold and then Jesse Schlotfeldt in the top 10.
McFadden is cleared. Brad Sweeten starts his hunt of Rico Abreu, but the laps are winding down with 3 to go for Rico.
Rico Abreu. This is his race to lose at this point in time. The last time by a 1.5 second advantage for the Kubota number 24 car. Hoping for no cautions. He comes this time by 2 laps to go for Rico Abreu.
Last time he missed the bottom over in 1 and 2 and it cost him, but right now he's got about a straightaway advantage over James McFadden. The white flag will fly this time.
Rico Abreu, the winner last night on the prelim night. He'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go for Rico Abreu. He is 3/10 of a mile away from a 6-figure payday, the first in his career. 3 and 4 for the final time. Abreu is going to cash in at the high limit room. It's a $102,626 payday. Rico wins it. McFadden second, Sweet third, Golobic fourth, and Allen in fifth. Rico Abreu hits the ultimate jackpot, wins the highest paying race of the high limit racing season. He gets the job done. James McFadden second, Brad Sweet third, Shane Golobic in fourth, Jacob Allen fifth, sixth to Justin Sanders, seventh to Trey Starks, eighth to Brent Marks, ninth to Jason Solwold, and 10th goes to Kasey Kahne from 23rd. 11th to Cole Macedo, 12th to Jesse Schlotfeldt, 13th Corey Eliason, 14th to Robbie Price, 15th to Justin Peck, 16th to Spencer Bayston, 17th to Parker Price Miller, 18th Landon Brooks, 19th Zeb Wise, 20th Tyler Courtney, and then Greg Hamilton, Levi Klatt, Tanner Thorson, and Corey Day round out the field as the fireworks go off. Climbing out of the Rico Abreu Kubota and Jackson Superheroes Foundation number 24. He is going to climb up top here in just a few moments. There's Gus. There's Megan. Kevin Rudine in there as well. All giving him congratulations. His crew chief, Ricky Warner, as well. As Rico gets the gloves off, he's going to take the helmet off as well. And he is going to make his way up top. Congratulations coming in. There is the Kubota High Limit Racing Victory Lane hat. Zach Middlebrooks is there as well. Climbing up top, the biggest win of his career. Make some noise here tonight for Rico Abreu. Nice catch from Zach Middlebrooks. Let's send it down to Tony Laporta.
He jumps from the top wings into the arms of his crew, ladies and gentlemen, for the 6th time in 2024. He's a winner with Kubota High Limit Racing. Let him hear you. It's Rico Abreu! He knows how to get to the top of victory lane here at the Skagit Speedway. He did it last year on Friday with the World of Outlaws. He did it last night on Friday with High Limit Racing as he gets hugs and congratulations from crew chief Ricky Warner as he climbs to the top one more time. Alger, let him hear it. This is your winner of $102,626, Rico Abreu. Heck yeah. How's that feel?
Really good. Just a lot of hard work is put into this racing and a lot of passionate people. I'm just very fortunate to be standing up here. You know, I know we're all thinking about Chase Johnson, where he's at right now, and just in all our thoughts. And really cool to see the drivers participate and the fans with giving the money. Thank you guys so much. This is why we're up here, because of you guys all standing out there right now. So this sport's so hard, man. It's so difficult to be consistent and work with your crew. We stay in hotel rooms 200 days a year, and it's we're around these guys. We're family, and these 3 guys, Ricky Warner, Zach Middlebrooks, Brady Forbrook. We got our partner Pacific Boring here tonight, Mike Bellows, El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. I know they're very heavily activated in this northwestern areas, and it's Kevin Rudine. You can't say enough about this guy bringing the life back to sprint car racing at Skagit Speedway, and I can see it in all your eyes, and it's it makes it a pleasure to put on a show in front of all you when we're out there on the track racing our asses off.
Man, you just named a lot of really important people to this sport. Kevin Rudine, he comes in with that $102,000 check. We got Gus here in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane as well. But Ricky Warner was another name you mentioned. I stood right by him and watched those last 5 laps. As you came across the finish line to score this massive victory, he looked unfazed. That's not because he doesn't care. It's because he's been here. He's done it. He's won at every level. What's it like to work with a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame guy like Ricky?
Just, you know, we're in very fortunate position, more so for Zach and Brady, just the mentorship Ricky gives them to me. I feel like he's really elevated my brand as a race car driver and brought me to the next level. We're just fine-tuning things in my craft and on the racetrack and working through setup stuff. You know, he's dedicated. He turns the light switch on and never gets turned off when it comes to sprint car racing. And I knew, you know, from a decade ago, he was the guy I wanted to finish my career racing with. And I just, you know, these crown jewels, we've been headhunting them all and been in position. And we just knew that, you know, our time was coming. And you just keep focusing on positioning yourself. And I just always ask the guy upstairs, just put me in position. And that's what we work hard to do.
You were in great position here tonight. Tell me about this whole weekend, this weekend's work. 2 preliminary main events put you in position. It put you in the top 4 in event points. But what was this weekend like? A very dirty track surface is what we kept hearing drivers and teams talk about. They were fighting. How hard was it to get into those top 4 points and chase a win tonight?
It was. You just had to be determined, you know, work through your setup stuff on your car. We just needed a little bit every time we were on the track. And you know, the first night we kind of went a direction and weren't really too satisfied with it and fixed it and worked on it. And we, you know, we got into a little piston match halfway through last night, and Ricky put the tune-up on it. And just, you know, I praise these guys that work on these cars. All of these, the whole pit area. There's just behind the scenes some of the stuff the fans don't get to see, and it's, you know, we're really lucky to be coming to amazing first-class facilities like this and what Kevin Rudine does. And you know, the surfaces become difficult at times while you're out there racing, and you got to work through it. I mean, that's you know, part of what separates these first-class race car drivers, the guys where the cream every weekend rises to the top.
You're sweating, you're covered in dirt, steam is coming off your head. How hard was it out there tonight?
It was, you're racing for $100 grand. I mean, that's when you just putting yourself in position to get in that spot and just slowing everything down. I really just focused on my feet work. I knew these guys put the best car together, and I knew that red flag. We just got to let things play out. It's 40 laps. It's a long race for us, and we got to halfway, and we're really focused on staying calm.
As a high roller, every time a full-time racer with Kubota Highlandman Racing wins a feature victory in 2024, they get to send $1,000 of an Angel Donor's money to any charity of your choosing. With your win here tonight, which charity are you choosing to support?
This is, you know, incredible what Highlandman does with the Angel Donor and donating to these charities. You know, I've been committed to the same charity all year long, all 6 of my races now, and it's Jackson Superhero Foundation. You know, its focuses on neuromuscular disease, and a family that I know that's affected with it. And I know Jackson's watching tonight and cheering us on every time we run. And I've matched that $1,000 every win this year. And I know we got a handful of folks now with Brian Hankins. Jim Watson, one of my partners, just texted me today and said he's going to start matching that $1,000. And I told them, you know, by the end of the year, I wanted to get that to $10,000 every time we won a race.
For the 6th time in 2024, and for $102,626, Rico Abreu's your winner! A masterful race despite the cautions and stoppages for Rico Abreu to score victory here tonight. 2nd and 3rd place finishers, James McFadden and Brad Sweet, come in to join him. Lots of congratulations, and listen to the crowd. James, let's talk for a moment as this crowd gets behind their winner, Rico Abreu. 2nd place, great fight with Brad Sweet. You start up front, you had a fantastic weekend. What did you feel like you were missing from getting the job done here this evening?
It was really hard leading, mate. I didn't know whether I needed to be high or low or where I needed to be, and every sort of thing I tried, I could see his front wing every corner, and I'm like, man, he just gets off the corner a bit better than us, so it was kind of inevitable at some stage that he was going to pass us, and you know, I was hoping lap cars were going to slow him up, but he got through lap cars so good. So congrats to those guys. They've obviously been really good this year, and deserved winners of the race. It was fun to race Brad all weekend, and obviously race Rico there. And you know, thank you to Skagit and Sage Fruit and everyone that's put this event on, Routine. It's you know, it's pretty cool to come here, and you know, I love this area, and then to race for 100 grand at the same time with such a big crowd. It's really cool. Obviously, Dennis and Teresa give us all the equipment we need, and I thank them, and Toyota and Mobile One. But yeah, we're just one spot short tonight.
That's James McFadden, the driver of the Roth Enterprise, number 83. He comes home in second. Let's get Brad Sweet over here onto the third step of the podium to check in with your Kubota High Limit Racing Championship point leader. Brad, coming from the 5th position, checking in with Ricky Warner there, coming from the 5th position to finish 3rd here tonight. You and James seem to find yourself all year long in these really, really intense battles. Tonight, it was for the 2nd position. What's the trust factor like with James and every other driver on track when you're throwing sliders on a track with not the best visibility and you're racing for big money?
Yeah, it's just it's a high skill set that we all have, racing for 100,000 to win. So we're all, you know, going as hard as we can, but obviously, you know, when you're in the front of these fields, you know what you're doing. So Rico did a great job, James did a great job, and our Napa Auto Parts car was good enough to compete for a win there, just didn't get the right brakes at the right time, and Rico did a good job in traffic, and just I found some lanes that were working for me. I got by James at one point and kind of messed up and gave it back to him, but that's racing, and just happy to have such a great event here at Skagit. Amazing crowd, amazing fans up here in the Pacific Northwest, so we always love coming here, and yeah, we'll just try to come back next year and get that 100 grand that Rico stole from us tonight.
Rico Abreu described this event, the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals, as a crown jewel. Forget the money for a minute. Look at the competition. Look at this crowd. In your opinion, are the Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals a sprint car crown jewel?
Absolutely. When you're racing for 6 figures to win in sprint car racing and on multiple weekends, week after week, you know, it's something to be proud of. This high limit group, Kevin Rudine, their staff here at Skagit Raceway, you race fans, it's not possible without everybody. So just really proud of High Limit Racing, really proud to be a part of it, really proud of my Napa team, and just gives me a lot of gratitude to come out here and see all the race fans, and hopefully they're entertained, and hopefully we can keep growing sprint car racing, keep growing these events, more and more crown jewels. But they do a great job here, and obviously we won last year, but the 100 grand on the line certainly elevated the event.
Brad Sweet goes from 5th to finish 3rd here tonight in the 40-lap A main event. James McFadden goes 2nd to 2nd. And how about we welcome him back up to the top of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is Rico Abreu.